What if Earth's core is solid iron? Imagine Earth as a giant sphere, with everything we see on the surface: oceans, mountains, forests resting on layers of rock that go thousands of kilometers deep. At the very center lies the core, a mysterious region made mostly of iron and nickel. But here's the twist. Our core is not entirely solid. The inner part is solid, but the outer core is liquid. Now imagine if the entire core was solid iron. How would Earth change? The outer core plays one of the most important roles in maintaining life on our planet. Because it is molten and constantly moving, it generates Earth's magnetic field through a process called the geodynamo. This magnetic field acts like a giant shield, protecting us from deadly solar radiation. If the outer core were solid iron, the geodynamo would stop. Without the movement of liquid metal, Earth would no longer produce a strong magnetic field. The shield that has protected us for billions of years would vanish. Without a magnetic field, Earth would be exposed to the full force of solar wind streams of charged particles constantly blowing from the sun. These particles would strip away our atmosphere just as they did to Mars billions of years ago. Consequences for life would be severe. Ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, and charged particles from the sun would bombard the surface. Human skin would burn quickly, cancers would skyrocket, and electronic systems would be fried. Life outdoors would become nearly impossible. The auroras, the northern and southern lights, would vanish too. These breathtaking displays happen when charged particles collide with Earth's magnetic shield. Without a magnetic field, the sky would lose one of its most beautiful wonders. Air travel and satellites would be disrupted permanently. Our communication systems, GPS, and even power grids rely on the magnetic field to deflect harmful solar storms. A single solar flare could now wipe out entire global infrastructures, but the loss of the magnetic field is only the beginning. The solidification of Earth's core would change the geology of the planet itself. The liquid outer core helps redistribute heat from Earth's interior to the mantle. Without it, heat flow would slow down dramatically. This would mean less volcanic activity and fewer earthquakes over time. At first glance, this might sound like good news, but volcanoes and tectonic activity are vital for recycling carbon dioxide and regulating Earth's climate. Without them, Earth's atmosphere would change. Over millions of years, carbon dioxide would decrease, cooling the planet dramatically. Ice ages could become permanent. Earth might slowly turn into a frozen world, similar to what happened on Mars. Another effect would be the slowing of plate tectonics. Without enough internal heat driving mantle convection, the continents might stop drifting. Mountains would stop rising, oceans would stagnate, and Earth's surface would become geologically dead. Life on the planet would struggle. Ecosystems rely on volcanic soils rich in nutrients, but with a geologically inactive Earth, nutrients would no longer be replenished. Agriculture would become harder, and biodiversity would decline. Over longer timescales, the atmosphere itself could be lost. Solar winds would gradually erode the upper atmosphere, thinning it out year by year. Eventually, oxygen and water vapor could escape into space. Earth's oceans would evaporate under relentless radiation and then disappear into the void. The planet that once teemed with life would become dry and barren, much like Mars or Mercury. Human civilization would try to adapt, of course. Underground cities shielded from radiation would be built. Artificial magnetic shields could be placed in orbit to protect Earth. Space agencies already study these possibilities as part of planetary defense research. But the cost would be immense, and only a fraction of humanity could survive such a drastic transformation. For most, Earth would no longer be a safe home. Some might suggest colonizing other worlds as a backup. But without a strong magnetic field, even Earth's the best planet we have would no longer be habitable in the long run. It's a sobering reminder of how fragile our existence really is. Interestingly, planets with solid cores do exist. Mars, for example, once had a molten core and a magnetic field, but it solidified billions of years ago. Today it is a cold, barren desert, stripped of its atmosphere. Earth's core solidified, our planet could follow the same fate. The Moon is another example. Its core is mostly solid, and that is why it has no global magnetic field. Without protection, its surface is bombarded by solar radiation and micrometeorites. Earth would face similar challenges, but on a much larger scale. If this scenario ever became reality, Earth would transform from a thriving green planet into a harsh, lifeless rock in space. The solidification of the core would be the start of a long but inevitable decline. But the good news is, this won't happen anytime soon. Scientists believe Earth's outer core will remain liquid for billions of years. As heat from radioactive decay and primordial energy continues to keep it molten, still, imagining Earth with a solid iron core helps us appreciate just how important the invisible processes beneath our feet really are. Our magnetic field, tectonic activity, and atmosphere are all interconnected, keeping Earth alive. What if Earth's core were solid iron? Our magnetic shield would vanish, the atmosphere would be stripped away, and life as we know it would eventually disappear. Earth would become another Marsa, silent, frozen world drifting through space,